Hello, Normal Player Guy, and welcome back. Now, today will be quite a controversial video, and that is what the hell happened to God since Tech Ultimate Gohan came across, right? So, having a look at it, a lot of units if that's come out since Gohan's release, which was around 2020, since this guy, a lot of units have had a lot of lame reasons to have a guard. We'll have a look at Gohan. So he came out in 2020, the latter end of 2020. And what's the worst thing about him is that, well, what made him probably too great and is still really good to this day, he guarded in with no special condition and also greatly stacked attack stats, right, on his super attack. So combined, you only needed one, maybe two super attacks, and you were quite unstoppable. Even in today's standard, across any content, you are still quite a tough character to take down. Even when this guy transforms, if the enemy is in above, if the enemy is not only do you guard, but the enemy has 58% or more HP, you're also super effective against all types, but you still guard, right? But this guy guard him. Problem is, because he was so great, a lot of other high tier, high caliber units have been not so good. We'll have a look at the list, because not all of this is relevant, but a lot of these came after. So, like, Janemba came after, but he's kind of exempt. These are the ones that are basically exempt, even the LR. These are the ones that already had guard, period. That's it. No condition at all. So you got the Janembas. This is a movie hero Piccolo, by the way. Don't forget that, in case you never knew he guarded. Xeno, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, of course, and Janemba, and the 7th anniversary Yellow Coin LR for the Saiyan Saga. Vegeta, right? The Great Ape one. Everyone else, like Janemba. Janemba came out probably a year later, 2 years later. 2 years later, and he only guards no conditions outside of only the first and second attacker in the turn, right? Uh, Considering Janemba's whole idea is guard, you'd expected the LR to have guard no matter what, and it's only in the first and second turn. He does build up defense in the next, in the third slot. You got to stick him in there. You would have thought he'd have had guard no matter what. We look at some of the rest, all of them, nearly a lot of them, basically, in fact, pretty much most of them, they're usually in, if it's not in first or second X amount of turns, it's as the first attacker in a turn or second attacker in a turn. Like this guy, he had his Easy A 2021, and he gets his guard after he dodges an attack, which is only a 30% chance, right? Uh, she's been out a while and she gets it on attack. And this, we don't have this on global yet, but after receiving an attack, you can get one, which isn't really great because that first hit could be quite crucial. This is the STR Super Saiyan Goku, right? That transforms again. It's only for X amount of turns. Like when you appear, he has it for like 4 turns from the start of his appearance. This guy's older, but not so much a worry. Even the fact that he's older is still 6 or more key spheres obtained, right? Uh, Even the new units, Gamma 1 for 4 turns only. The best unit in the game, or what is presumed to be the best unit in the game, only for 5 turns from the start of turn. Not only that, but you get an extra defense as well. But it's only for the 5 turns. The 7th anniversary units only get it for the first turn, which is kind of lame because these guys just crap all over them then, don't they? They hit just as hard. They get additional attacks too. They basically build the same way. They even stack stats in the same way. But they just have guard for longer. It's unbelievable. This guy is better, right? It's crazy. These are a fantastic unit. But once I mean, they do stack, and you'll need them to stack because when this runs out, they are not as good. So hopefully you got those additionals, right? And each one of them has a 30% chance to become a super attack, right? So you could theoretically triple super, but you're just looking to build and stack. It doesn't matter if it's 12 or 18 key, much like the 7th anniversary LRs. That's going to happen, and another one as well. So he already had a 30%, but the easy aim, and he was supposed to be the counterpart, the direct relation to Tech One. They share like 5 links anyway, but they're quite a potent combination between them. and this guy only has a 50% chance to guard. It's absolutely crazy. You check out some of the rest. This guy only gets it for several turns once it's been activated, just once. This is relevant if you. These are an older unit, but again, all of these are dependent whether or not they've got something in the turn. This one, even with guard, it's not a great unit, but you still got to have Ginyu in the turn. This is irrelevant because this one's free to play, is kind of specific. These have a 50% chance. These they buffed it when they had the easy A, and I gotta feel like this probably would have been like a great chance to guard if it just wasn't for the fact that Tech Ultimate Gohan just became an unstoppable force. This guy has a HP threshold, right? So, and then coming down, there's one more at the bottom. Yeah, this guy, the Worldwide Download Celebration Part 1 LR, fantastic unit. Um, uh, Slot 1, turn 1, yeah, because he guards over 60% HP, you're going to have it. So, if you have him on slot 1, turn 1, turn 2, yeah, probably fine. Turn 3 onwards, no, he's probably not going to be fine. Plenty of times you'll use this guy in the hard content, and you will not be at that threshold, right? And you can only take in certain items, and you ain't going to take a sensu bean into that for sure. It's really controversial what he's done. This guy's Easy A came out probably beginning of this year, actually, if anything. And he only has a 50% chance, and that's only when facing 2 or more enemies. Even worse. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, HP threshold only for 5 turns in the LR. It's quite broken. This guy truly is phenomenal, but ever since he has pretty much ruined all of all guard types. So really, there is no nice way of putting guard. A unit should either have guard or they shouldn't. It shouldn't be a chance, and it shouldn't be for X amount of turns. It should just be simple. You have it or you don't. There's no middle ground. There's no grey area here. So it'd be nice if they started uh, embracing guard. I mean, you can make them, a dime a dozen, or you can make them once in a blue moon. But the point is, you you can't just go around saying it's always got a 30% chance if you have a HP threshold and you got another unit on the team. Because what's the point of having guard? Like, guard's supposed to help you with difficult content. It's supposed to help you with all content. People summon for these units because they have guard, and then they realize that this unit is just not as great because it's only a chance, and half their passives are actually based around guard, and the other half the passives useless or terrible. And you only like think about Gamma One. Gamma One, he guards for 4 turns from the start of turn, but then he gives like what was it, 1 key, 20% attack or something like that. Or, that's basically all he does. That's all that he does. He just gives a small amount of attack. What did he do? But yeah, no. Outside of that, he's largely useless. In fact, if anything, Gamma Two is better. He has is slightly better links, right? Again, these guys they're great, but once this 5 turns wears off, yeah, sure they can hit hard, but they're absolutely useless, right? I get this guy's not so bad. The problem with receiving attacks is unless you've got defense to go along with it. Like, we'll pick up this unit for one. They have additional defense built in as well as guard. So if you have the extra defense, then you take a hit. It just helps, right? This guy, he had no defense in his passive and he's got it. Although what he's got is just not enough. Who else was there? There's the STR God Vegeta. Right, okay. So he has additional defense built in into his passive. And he has even more actually if guard is triggered. But it's it's really difficult. And what's worse as well is his is 50% on hit. So per hit, flip a coin and you could actually lose 3 or 4 hits in a row. So there's too many units that have such fantastic potential. But yeah, no, I mean, like this guy, his is actually on hit. We have a look around. It's yeah, okay. So it's 50% chance. So he has a 50% chance per hit. It's not even like you have it, you don't. or you do have it at the start of turn, is on hit. If you're taking 3 or 4 hits, flip a coin, because you're just going to get wrecked most of the time. People are just not going to summon for these units, or they're going to be hugely disappointed. You could make great units even better if you just embrace it. Anyone who has guard slapped in like this guy, was there any real reason to make him not as great as the TUR counterparts who both have easy A's? They dodge as well as guard, and this guy, he doesn't dodge, but he has a chance of Key Blast Supers being nullified. That's like a lame dodge. That's absolutely pointless. The other one, like probably the best Janemba going in terms of functionality. I know he's a bit difficult to work with, but he is the best Janemba, this guy. So specifically in this form, so he needs rainbow key spheres, and it's 2 of them. You get 2 rainbow, and he reduces damage by 30% as well as his guard, and he also gives stat buff to is it Corroded Body and Mind in Extreme if you get 4 typed key spheres, but as well as his guard, he can reduce damage. So yeah, he's difficult to work with, but get it, and he's just outperforming this LR Janemba. This guy, like, so this guy is fantastic. I've only just pulled him, funny enough, and I'm beginning to use him. I'm trying to work out a team and some difficult content alongside of him. I love the fact that he gives like just shy of 60% defense per rotation, right? But on his active skill, yeah, sure, he can guard, and he doesn't do a lot of damage, but he gives defense. He's a nice support, and he can guard only on his active skill turn. That's irrelevant. I mean, it doesn't matter if he gives defense and a great support; it's worthless. And again, I mean, this guy gets it's the first attacker in the turn, which was brilliant. It's a free to play unit who actually wasn't really that great, but give it slapping this on him just because it's the first attacker in a turn means you could take several hits before you even have a go. It's on your attack. So if they embrace this unit, this free to play unit, and just says he has guard, period, just in slot 1, would have made him 100 times more usable and infinitely better, right? Rather than just the first attacker in a turn. These shouldn't exist, right? Yeah, from like a turn timer can be a way of like dialing down just how potent they are. I get it. Like this guy, he is powerful. This LR, but 3 turns. Why 3 turns when you've got some others that are like what this? Nobody runs this guy. No, nobody's going to summon for this guy outside of Wales. That's 5 turns. People want this unit, and it's only 3. People want this unit, and it's 5. How come? This guy has 4. He's way older unit than this guy, way less relevant than this guy. Okay, he's a hybrid Saiyans lead, but this guy, people want him more. These 7th anniversary units, fantastic, brilliant, amazing, immediately got replaced in the worldwide download celebration, of course, but 1 turn, just once. You're telling me that this guy has it for 4 and this guy has it for 1 turn? These guys have it for 5. Gamma 1 are mostly irrelevant units unless you're running him in Cell Max where he has the extra damage buff. You're telling me he's worth more than these guys in terms of their kit, in terms of their passive? It's absolutely crazy, right? Where's the other one? Yeah, this guy as well. It's unbelievable. At least this guy has it if you're over 60%. Now, I must say, those who have a HP restriction, you need to enter the turn with X amount of health or left, or I suppose, however you put it. So if you enter the turn with 60% or more, well, actually, I think if anything, you need to have 61% or more, you will get it. Even if you're only at 61%, that hit will trigger it. And even though you will fall below it, you will still have it for that turn. You just got to be entering the turn 61 or higher, right? Much like the same with these guys, 80% or less. So yeah, this guy is great. I can get that turn timers, as I said, is a way of nerfing them down so they don't absolutely make the difficult content really too easy. Remember, the bosses now Cell Max is a one-hitter quitter, right? There's next to no unit that can actually tank a super attack, even if they stacked indefinitely, and even if they have type advantage. So the only true ways of getting around such terrifying opponents is you dodge, which would be the first thing, or you guard, and you give yourself a chance, especially if you can super attack first to raise your defense once or twice, and then you still have guard, gives you a chance, right? Guard units are more likely to survive. That's why they are more needed, which is why this guy, the fact that he greatly stacks attack and defense, I ran him in the cell event. I didn't use it. He wasn't in my winning run, and I've come very, very close to defeating it several other times. But every time I've tried to find another winning run and I've used him, he's been able to stack throughout, and he's probably had around between 6 and 8 super attacks, depending on additionals and depending on how quick you can get through the first phase. When it comes to the final phase, rather than taking like 800k or a million k, right, a 1 million on a super attack, this guy takes half of that. God Goku, the tech god Goku, even after he double supers with 2 rainbow orbs, he's still taking like 600k. This guy takes less than that. And God Goku's tailored for it, right? But no, this guy has absolutely ruined, and I just think that it's not entirely his fault. I think they've made what a guard unit should be. You have guard, and even in like a transformation, right? Even if you transform, you still maintain guard, unlike Tech Janemba, who decides to lose guard but gains dodge for some reason, right? Like he still has guard, but he's also super effective, makes him just a powerhouse as well as a defensive house. Whereas for some reason, this guy would have also been great, but just loses defense when he transforms. His guard when he transforms. It's a bit weird. So be it. Otherwise, you're just resigned to using these. So yeah, I would personally say that uh, Tech Gohan definitely has ruined guard for the entire game. But again, it's not entirely his fault. They just need to embrace. They just need to embrace and accept that guard units will be powerful. I accept a turn timer on it. I get that. I don't like HP restriction, and I certainly don't like as an X attacker in a turn. It just defies the point of guard. Guard units, slot one, turn one, most valuable units. Oh wait, let's wait to see until after they've attacked, right? The first slot has got to be a defensive slot. Luckily, the likes of these guys, STR God Vegeta, and this guy, they can have extra defense and damage reduction for the start of the turn, which covers them a little bit, but it defeats the point, right? Slot one, turn one, guard. If you're a turn one, guard. Period. Right. Okay. So that's going to be my take on this. Not a lot of people are going to agree with me, but it's true. Tech Ultimate Gohan still is one of the best units going, just based on what he can do. His entire kit, his passive is just thoroughly worked out. He can. I mean, his only downside is he struggles for key, but it doesn't matter because you'll just get key and he can catch up to anybody. Any unit catches up. But yeah, okay. So that's going to be it for this video. I can't ramble on too much about it because I could talk about this guy for a solid hour. It's already been 20 minutes. Okay, right. So yeah, if you agree with me, then great. If you don't, well, you're entitled to your own opinion, I suppose. But okay, that's going to be it for this video. It's the controversy on guard. Right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.